All right, so I just kind of caught wind of this, and I mean, you'll see from the thumbnail and the title of kind of exactly what it's about. It's the Viewbotting article. It came out from Night Media's CEO. Preface: Never heard of Night Media before this. Never heard of this guy before this. Not in any way trying to hate on anybody. It's not what this is about. But I think I don't even want to say unique perspective, but just a perspective from this article and kind of, you know, uh, a take from a small streamer on this, a small content creator, because this is definitely something that's very, very on your mind a lot. Uh, and I know after making this, if anything does happen in the future, it'll always be questioned because he made a video on view botting when he had 3 viewers on Twitch. So now that he has 10, oh my god, it's probably a view bot. Um, uh, but in general, and I'll post screen caps of the parts of the article. I'm not going to read through them. When they come up on the screen, you can kind of pause it if you'd like to read through their statement. But I'm going to kind of touch on what he said and then, give my general thoughts and opinion. Because as somebody who is a small content creator, this is something that is on your mind uh, all all the time. You know, um, and not so much the view botting part, but more so the trying to get ahead of other people, trying to stand out, trying to be seen through the crowd and through, like he says, through the noise. Um, it's very true on Twitch. When you stream a saturated game, I stream World of Warcraft, Path of Exile, little games with my friends here and there. But those games, those categories have a lot of viewers, a lot of channels just there existing with 1, 2, 3, 4 viewers. So even if you have one viewer, you're not even all the way at the bottom. You're somewhere a quarter of the way up. If you have 100 viewers, you're nowhere near the top. You're somewhere a third towards the top. It's hard to stand out just being a regular streamer with nothing eye catching, with nothing not so much unique to offer, because I think everybody does offer something unique, and that's why people have 30 viewers, it's 40 viewers, 30,000 viewers, 40,000 viewers, because they're unique enough, they're special enough, they have what people are looking for. Certain people, that group might be smaller, group might be larger, who knows. Um, you always have something somebody's looking for. Me, I might only have one person in the whole world who wants to sit here and watch me 8 hours a day, consume all my content, and just be like, yeah, I fucking love that guy. Um, but this article, and this guy doesn't condone, get some straight. This guy doesn't actually condone view botting at all. He poses the question essentially, um, why the fuck not? Like, if everybody else is doing it, if the suspicion that everybody else is doing it, why shouldn't you? Um, and to cut and dry, all platforms do need to take action against view botting. 100%. Bots need to be gone. It makes the companies look like shit because their numbers go down. Um, but really, morally, ethically, should let the numbers speak for themselves and who everybody wants to watch and which should be going on the platform. Uh, and which makes it, again, kind of an eye for an eye thing. So depending on where your perspective is with that, if the platform isn't doing anything against it, why not? If other people are doing it, why not? Why do you have to be the one that takes a moral stand on something like this? We're not kicking puppies here. We're not talking politics. We're not talking, pro life, pro choice, whatever it is. We're talking about a number on a screen. we're talking, the most you can equivalent to that is, livelihood, a potential livelihood, um, being able to feed your family and all that stuff. Which I don't think if your family's at risk to where you wouldn't be able to feed them, pay your bills and stuff, probably shouldn't try to be a content creator with having nothing else going on. Maybe have a 9 to 5, maybe pay your bills, do the content creation on the side. As you start making money off that, as you start doing a little bit of something with that, then kind of pull your hours back at work if applicable. Depending on your job, some jobs don't let you do that. Some jobs are hard 40, um, more or less. But you get the job that fits your lifestyle, suits your lifestyle, and then pursue your passion, your career. This is a passion for me. Like I said in the beginning, fucking average 3 viewers. This month I started up again, streaming a lot, and I average roughly 5-ish viewers. Highest average is 5.7. Lowest average is like 4.1. So if you average all those days together, I could get the. I look at day by day. I don't look at the monthly metrics at the moment. But to get back to the point, I've rambled a little bit there. As somebody who's in that demographic, in that range, it is very hard to not just be like, let me turn on a Viewbot. I mean, as a sensible person, there wouldn't be enough chat activity in my chat to just turn on a 50 viewer Viewbot, 100, 200, 1,000, for it to not look suspicious. So thankfully I have shame and I'm not logically I have no reason to do that. So I'm not going to. And plus doing that on one platform doesn't exactly help you unless you're doing it on like evergreen kind of content like YouTube and stuff. Then it could definitely, you know, skyrocket. But live streaming sakes, which I think this is mostly about. He mentions Twitch a couple of times here. The first paragraph, I think it's 3 times mentioned. So focusing mostly on live streaming, viewbotting here. Obviously, you can follow Subbot and stuff on YouTube and other sites, but when it comes to live streaming, it's I would say way more prevalent, especially with sites like YouTube and TikTok. When you post a video, they're like, "Hey, if you pay us $20, I think the most recent one was like, "Hey, you pay us $20 on TikTok, I think, we'll get you 16.3K viewers." Ooh, fuck. Sorry. Which is another thing I want to bring up is like, if you're, what is the difference between paying for a viewbot, paying for somebody to give you fake viewers to give you more exposure, and then you paying the actual platform you're on to just shove your content down 16,000 people's throats, whether they want to see it or not? If they even look at content from one of the 10 hashtags under your video, they're going to get shoved that content so that they can get that view and then make good on their deal and take your money. I've never paid for any of that type of promotion. Again, something I've thought about. I'm sure it works. I'm sure it does well, but like, really, is it any different? Just because Twitch doesn't directly offer it, and TikTok and YouTube, I'm pretty sure, I'm 90% sure YouTube offers it as well. Facebook offers it, Instagram offers it, all these other sites offer it. It's because Twitch and Kick don't, which honestly, I think Twitch did have something before where you could pay and you'd rank higher on the browser recommended or whatever, but I'm not 100% sure about that. That maybe years ago. Which doesn't really work because then everybody pays for it and then everybody's up there and then it's just the same browser. It's just Twitch getting money and you losing more if you don't pay for something. You kind of conjoin two sections there. The platforms need to take action, and I mostly talked about if everyone else is doing it. Should you? Question. And please do, if you've made it this far in the video, we're 10 minutes in roughly. We're not going to make this too much longer here. I don't want to ramble your ear on. But like, you leave in the comments, other than the moral argument of, oh, it's not the right thing to do, it's against their arbitrary rule on their platform. Why shouldn't you? Other than that, like, why? Because I can't think of an argument other than, I'm not a douchebag. I'm not somebody who wants to buy my way into things. I can't think of any other argument why you shouldn't. I really can't. There's nothing else, and those are very morally flexible arguments. Paying to get into something, you do that every day. You gotta pay to get on a bus. You could walk. You could just leave your house earlier. You pay to get on a bus because it's easier. Makes you money. Quicker. More efficiently. So that's kind of where I'm sitting with it, and my perspective. My opinion is definitely you shouldn't do it. Obviously, it's what you're supposed to say. However, my feelings about it are a little different. I think feelings and opinions can be different. The my opinion is no. My feelings are, do I really care? Probably not. Um, you know, there's tons of ways to go about it. You could also pay an editor to edit your videos better. Uh, and that would not necessarily do the same thing because the content still needs to be good, but it's they all equivalent to each other. You're just how many bonuses do you want to stack on top of each other to get where you're going? But that's it. 12 and a half minute video here. It's going to be 13 minutes because I'm going to plug some stuff. But if you made it this far, I do appreciate it. Thank you. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel, please. Leave a comment. Really helps the algorithm. All that fun stuff. Argue with me if you want. But we do stream on here, Twitch and Kick. You can come any of them. I'll answer any questions, debate, talk to you, whatever. I don't like getting into politics, so try to keep that the fuck away from me. However, we do make jokes about everything. Does not matter which side of the aisle you're on. Does not matter what games you like. Anything about you, we'll joke about it all. Something funny comes up, we laugh. We have a good time. Nothing serious. But yeah, we will be streaming PoE on the 6th, and right now we're playing preseason midnight, doing our dailies, doing our weeklies, doing Mythic Zeros, all that fun stuff. But yeah, twitch.tv/Rusama, kick.com/Rusama, Rusama official on YouTube. Obviously, you know that you're here. Sub button. Would really appreciate it. But other than that, you guys have a wonderful night, and I hope my perspective wasn't too boring, and I'm a little monotone sometimes. Have a good night.